Oh, Chicago Public Schools establishing a committee, a special education oversight committee with a commissioner to address violations. The big question is who was appointed? Who are those people? Who's the commissioner? And if it's just school people, then you know what they're going to find. Nothing. Nothing burgers everywhere. Uh, so, and the other thing is, depending on the state, what I find absolutely fascinating is how, depending on the state, depending on the strength of, let's say, um, well, I'm not going to get into that. But what I find interesting is that there's new and interesting ways that states and schools will insulate themselves further from things like this. Um, Interacting with or being responsible for the students, before school starts, after school starts, and then in between for recess. So instead, we're going to sit there and kick that over to um, a third-party company quite frankly, what I would like to know is what the fiduciary relationship is, because who has the legal responsibility if this outfit screws up? And well, it would be the Chicago Public Schools because they brought that Yahoo outfit in. Um, that's assuming, of course, that the Chicago Public Schools contracted with this outfit, and then whoever works for it. I mean, are they getting a salary? Are they volunteering? Um, and if they are salaried but then contracting with the school, then they're not going to make a lot of money, which then, or if they're a volunteer, then at that point, those components don't come with a lot of training, if any. So that is why there's this natural urge to discriminate. Now, to answer your question directly, we're going to do this. Failure to provide correct services, such as bus aid during district transportation. Yes, transportation's a right under special education, regardless of where you are. Providing evidence to support other complaints to special education commissioner's office, like what legal responsibility does the district have to make extracurricular activities. That's going to be in your IEP, guys, all over the country. It's going to be somewhere in your IEP. It's either going to be a yes or no question. It's going to be yes, no, or yes with supports. Okay, but it's going to be does the child um, participate in non-academic or extracurricular activities? Okay, it's got to be in all the IEPs. So it's somewhere in your IEP. Now, what did they check? Did they check yes? And most schools just check the box. And you might find that yours says no. Or if it says, and if you have a dispute about it, let's say that your son needs the support during that, but then you look at that box and it's just checked yes. Well, then that's something you address on your IEP team, that it needs to be yes, yes with supports. And then that's where you insert that your child needs somebody specifically trained on his behavior plan, blah, 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 blah. So in many situations, it's just a cover your butt kind of situation where they just check a box and nobody thinks about what any of that stuff means. So non-academic and extracurricular setting would be anything outside of the instructional setting, which would include recess, lunchroom, where this outside agency is also inserting supports. Okay. And that's somewhere where you get them. But they're required to do those things, and they cannot deny your child access to these things. And I don't care whether it's before school activities or after school activities. It just doesn't matter, guys. Doesn't matter if it's on the school campus. If there's funding from the state going into this, then I'm sorry, they can't sit there and say, well, we're going to be discriminatory toward you. They can't do that. They cannot do that. Okay? They don't like to do that. They're going to claim that they don't have to do that. They're going to claim that they don't have the resources to do that. But yes, they have to do that.